Hello, you are welcome to another session of our e-learning. This is Religious and Moral Education for JHS1. Religious and Moral Education for JHS1. And today our topic for discussion is work. Work. We want to look at what work exactly is. And as usual, I am your facilitator, Ephraim Kwame Akakpo. By the end of the lesson, it is my objective, and it should be your objective too, that you'll be able to define work, be able to describe the types of work, and then you'll be able to identify the importance of work. So this should be your yardstick for measuring your participation in the lesson, so that at the end of the lesson, if you are able to do these things, then it means that the lesson served its purpose. If not, then you have to replay the video so that you get a better understanding. And until you're able to do these three, then you are certain that indeed the lesson has served its purpose as it was meant. Now, work. He said, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, but all play and no work makes Jack a lazy boy. There is time to play and there is time to work. Only foolish people play all the time. This is a nursery rhyme that we all sang when we were in nursery school. So this should tell you that if you don't want to work, then you are trying to be a fool, like the song says or the rhyme says. I know that most of my students, or all of my students, do not play all the time. They work sometimes. But how do you identify what is work and what is not work? Let's look at the definition for work. Work is using our effort to do something for a purpose other than amusement. So, let me do this correction quickly. So, when you use your effort, your strength, your resources, your ability to do anything for any purpose other than amusement, just for the joy you get, just for the amusement you get, just because you want to enjoy it, but for any other purpose other than amusement, then you are working. So work is using our effort to do something for a purpose other than amusement. For example, weeding, cleanup exercise, sweeping, teaching, farming, and so on are work. Every human being must work to enjoy life. If you really want to enjoy life, then you must work. Success and prosperity come as a result of hard work. You don't sit idle all the time and expect that you'll be successful, unless you want to use some illegal or unacceptable way of getting money. It is the right of every Ghanaian citizen to work for prosperity and success. So, if you are not working, or if anybody is preventing you from working, then that person is infringing on your right, because it is your right to work. Hello? I hope you are following. Great. Now let's look at types of work. Though we are talking about work as using your effort to do something for any other purpose than amusement, depending on the area in which the work is being carried out, or the purpose for which the work is being carried out, we may classify work into various types. For the purpose of our study, we have two main forms of work, that is legal work and illegal work. Somebody may choose to be an armed robber. For the purpose of our study, we will not classify that as work, but largely we can say armed robbery is a form of work, it's a type of work, but this is an illegal work. Let's take prostitution or domestic sex workers or commercial sex workers. Prostitution or commercial sex work is also a type of work, but according to our laws, prostitution is illegal, and so for the purpose of our study, we will not classify that as a type of work. So we are looking at legal, accepted work. And so for the purpose of our studies today, there are 5 types of work for the purpose of our study of this topic. And these are domestic work or housework, academic work or school work, community or communal work, and then we have church or religious work. Then we can also have social work or occupational work. In the following slides, we are going to look at these works or these types of works one after the other. Housework or domestic work. When we talk about housework or domestic work, we are talking about duties that are assigned to members at home. It may be duties assigned to children by their parents, or duties that are expected of members of the family by virtue of their position. So, as a family head, there are certain duties expected of you. As the mother of the house, there are certain duties like taking care of the children, cooking for the family, and all that. As the father of the house, there are certain duties like paying the bills, paying school fees, providing shelter for the family, and others. So by virtue of your position in the family, you may be given certain work. It's the same way as a child, you may be assigned with certain works like sweeping the house, washing the utensils, cleaning the room, and many others. All these are classified as domestic work or housework. Then academic or school work. Academic work or school work includes taking part in homework, class tests, project works, and examinations. So, all forms of academic activities that are performed in school form part of schoolwork. Apart from that, it also includes sweeping the classroom, tidying the compound, and taking part in games and sports and other extracurricular activities. So, apart from learning in the classroom, taking part in class exercises and homeworks and project works, it is also your duty as a student to take part in extracurricular activities. Join school clubs like the drama club, the civic education club, the cultural club, the writers club, the green earth club, and so on. And also taking part in quizzes, debates, games, and other competitions. All forms part of schoolwork or academic work. Community work or communal work. Community work is a voluntary exercise often undertaken to tidy up the community, or sometimes to push developmental projects. Examples are desilting choke gutters, building schools, weeding bushy paths, cleaning community centers, cleaning market squares, cleaning lorry stations, weeding around the chief's palace, and so many others. All these are communal work, and it's expected of every good citizen, every good member of the community to take part in community work. If you don't take part in community work, then you are being an irresponsible member of the community. And so next time, when you hear that community work is being undertaken in your community, make it a point to be part of it, because as a good citizen, it is your responsibility. Then church or religious work. Religious work includes the works of pastors, evangelists, church administrators, and so on. It also includes the works of imams and fetish priests. For church or religious work, some people get paid for it, and it's because it is their means of living or their means of livelihood. For example, a pastor is a full-time minister, and that is the work he does for a living, and so he gets paid for it. A church administrator may get paid for his job, but there are some other church or religious works that you don't receive pay for. For example, in church, people like deacons and deaconesses who help to guide people in church and then ensure that church activities take place in a serene environment and in an orderly manner, are doing voluntary work. Some people who come to arrange the church, sweep the church premise and others, some do these as voluntary work, and they believe that they are doing it as their service to God, and God will bless them for it. So there are some church works for which people are paid, and there are some others for which people are not paid. Occupational work or social work. Occupational work is a work that people do to earn a living. They are paid wages or salaries for such work. Examples of occupational work are banking, teaching, farming, engineering, police service, army, driving, public service, and so on. You can add some more. What work does your mother do for a living? That is her occupational work or social work. What work does your father do for a living? That is his occupational work or social work. What do you want to become in the future? Do you want to become a doctor? Do you want to become a banker? Do you want to become a teacher? That occupation that you pick up becomes your occupational work or social work. So, me as a teacher, when I wake up and I leave my home, that I'm going to work, I'm coming to school to teach. That is my occupation, for which I am paid on monthly basis. That is salary. Somebody is a mason. He goes to work, maybe he's paid on daily basis or weekly basis. That is wages. So, occupational work is the work that people do to earn a living. Great. Now, should everybody work? Or only some people should work? Well, according to the laws, children are not supposed to work. That is especially occupational work. But provided you are qualified legally to take up any occupational work, then it is very important that you get something to do. Why? Because through work, we are able to help our family. We are able to earn money to support our family when they need our help. Apart from that, work also helps us to keep the body and mind active. When you don't work and you stay indoors all day, you don't do anything, you become inactive and dull. And sometimes it may lead to illness. And so working helps us to keep the body and mind active. Then thirdly, work lessens our dependency on others. Show me someone in the society who does not work, and I'll tell you that that person depends so much on other people. Because they don't work to earn any money, they become vulnerable and they depend on other people to help them to get food to eat, to help them to buy the items they need, because they don't work and so they don't get any income. Then schoolwork and housework helps a child to practice good habits for future. Every child who is hardworking at school and at home grows up to become a hardworking adult and a responsible citizen. That is why it is important to take part in schoolwork and housework. Then, work also makes it possible to produce goods and services needed to make life comfortable. If it should be that everybody in the world has what they can eat or has what is enough for them, and so they won't work, who will produce the shoes that you wear? Who will produce the car that you go on board to move around? Who will produce the bicycle that you ride? Who will produce the shirts that you wear? It is work that makes all these possible. People set up companies and manufacturing plants at which people come to work to produce these things, to make our life comfortable. Then working also helps us to provide our basic needs. People who do not have work to do are sometimes very poor. They don't even have a good place to sleep. They cannot afford 3 square meals. They cannot afford even good clothes to wear. But if you are working, you can provide your basic needs, like clothes, like food, like shelter. And this helps to make life very comfortable for you. And so these are the importance of work. And that is why as a child, you must start practicing good habits that will help you to cultivate the spirit of hard work so that in future you can get all these benefits from work. I hope you have learned a lot today. Good. For your assignment, that is to test your knowledge on what we have learned today, answer the following questions. 1. What is work? 2. List 4 types of work. 3. State 2 importance of work. I wish you good luck. This brings us to the end of our lesson. Stay safe and keep learning. Bye-bye.